People come to this channel for many things, one of which is professionalism. We have a stool here, we have the tripod in the frame, we have my feet in the shot for free, and we have two cards that are going to be selected by any participant. Let's say this participant happens to select the 5 of diamonds, and this participant happens to select the 7 of hearts. Of course, we're going to lose each card in the deck, never to be seen ever again by human eyes. In this case, this card gets lost and shuffled forevermore in a pack that I have no idea where it is. Same thing with this card. Of course, I don't know this card because I'm on a lot of cough syrup. But that card is lost and shuffled into the deck, never to be seen ever again by human eyes. And now to this participant, we claim that we're going to be able to find their card. And we do. We find exactly their card, the 7 of hearts, and we place it right there in front of them. We then turn to the other participant and we say we're going to find their card as well. Their card, specifically the 5 of diamonds. The 5 of diamonds and the 7, your cards. And the participants go, well, no, you got them, you swapped them. You got them wrong. You got them right, but you got them wrong. And I go, well, what about this? Now you have your card, and now you have your card. I dare you to tell me that that's not a good one. Sweet and simple. It's a card transposition. Ordinarily, this involves the use of duplicate cards or maybe gimmicks in the deck. No, my friends, all you need is a missing piece deck of playing cards. Actually, you could do this with any deck, but a missing piece deck is better. A couple slights, a little double lift, a little control, and you have a transposition that's based on a lie. You see, instead of resorting to duplicate cards, we're going to resort to another little-known tactic in the world of Magic known as the miscall. The miscall is when you lie through your little teeth. Instead of having to have a duplicate card, you just pretend that you do. You lie to them. Baby, I love you. Baby, I love you. You do it all the time. You're doing it to yourself right now by not being part of the PigCake Magic Academy, the home of over 1,500 videos going over card stuff, coin stuff, everything you need to become the best magician you could possibly be, all for the low, low price of $5 a month. $5 a month, you get access to all this content, and I'm always uploading new content. So you're never not going to be without content because I'm always uploading new and fresh content. So this is a simple 2-card transposition. You're going to need to know a control, and you're also going to need to know how to do a double lift. A double lift is just a technique where you seemingly turn over one card, but really it's 2 cards, baby. And a control, of course, is just any movement where you're secretly getting a card from the middle of the pack to the top. So first things first, you're going to have this participant to the left select a card. For the sake of explanation, we're going to have them pick the ace, which is going to represent number 1. You're then going to turn to this participant that's probably collecting drool on the side of their mouth, and they're going to pick a card. These cards could be freely picked. Just for the sake of explanation, I'm going to have them pick the 2 and the ace. Now for this, I'm going to have the 2 returned first into the middle of the pack, and I'm going to control that card right back to the top. Now, as I control that card, I'm also peeking at the card. The way that I'm doing this is using a technique known as a Mahatma shuffle. So right now I've stuck my little pinky in there like it's the 5th grade prom. And now I cut all those cards above that little break, and I shuffle those to the bottom. But as I'm shuffling those to the bottom, I'm actually pushing up with my fingertips, which is going to allow me to peek at that card. So as I'm shuffling that card, look at what I'm looking at. I'm actually looking at that card, and they don't know it. So they think that card's in the middle of the deck. Really, it's on top, and I know what it is. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing for this card. But instead of putting this card just randomly in the middle, I'm actually going to cut the cards first. So now when they place that card, they're actually placing it right next to the first selection. Or rather the second selection, but you know what I mean. Now I could do the exact same thing. Get a little pinky break and shuffle this card right to the top. Now I'm peeking at the card, so I know that this person's card is the ace of spades. And that's pretty much it. All you have to do at this point is any simple false cut. If you want, you could do this one where you swing cut a packet onto your left hand. I just tap the piles. I drop this one in my right hand on the table and then drop this one on that one. It looks like I've cut the pack. Really, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. That just looks like I've cut the cards, and now apparently in that cut I've managed to find this participant's selected card. Now remember, this guy picked the ace of spades, so I'm going to pretend like I find their card and I get it wrong, but I'm not going to let them say that it's wrong. So I'm going to do any false cut that you want. You could be as fancy or as dumbed down as you want. In this case, you could do this false cut that lets them know you've never seen a woman naked. And now I'm going to do that double lift, where I'm going to lift 2 cards up as one, and I'm going to show them the 2 of spades, which is actually this person's card. So right now, I'm saying that I found their card, the 2 of spades, and whatever they say, I'm going to ignore them and place that card in front of them. All I've done there is just a simple double lift, lifted these 2 cards up as one. Really, it's 2. I've turned this double back face down and put it in front of them. I'm not going to let them speak, and I'm going to immediately move on to this participant, where I'm going to also perform another false cut. Now this time, instead of doing a double lift, which I can't do because I'm going to be showing this card again, what I do is that I do a false cut. I take this card to myself and I say, and the ace of spades. Now, of course, this isn't the ace of spades. The ace of spades is this card, this person's card. But remember, I've peeked at it. I know what that card is. So whatever this card is, I'm going to do a series of false cuts. I'm going to take this card, turn it to myself, and go, and your card, the ace of spades. I'm naming whatever card I peeked from this participant. So that way, I don't have to use a duplicate card. I don't have to use anything other than just balls. Right there, balls. And of course, what's helping you is that you shouldn't know the card. So by virtue of me knowing the card and saying it out loud, that confirms that that is in fact the ace of spades without ever having to turn it over. So I do a false cut. I go, and your card, the ace of spades. And of course, they're going to go, well, no, that was my card and that was my card. I got it wrong. I swapped them. And you can make a little joke at this point where you could go, how about you guys just switch seats? Ha 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 ha. Wait a second. I'll save you the time. And of course now, this person turns over this card and it's their card. And this person turns over this card and it's their card. You get all the credit of a transposition without having a duplicate card. And here the transposition doesn't exist arbitrarily because you're a magician and you have to masturbatorily show your skill. It makes sense because this person's card is wrong, this person's card is wrong. They're right, but they're just swapped. So how do I solve this? By magic. And I make them change places. Don't sleep on this one, my friends. It's easy. 2 controls and a double lift and you're done. What I love about this channel is that it's really not predicated on production value. So right now I'm sweating because I just came from my friend's house, drinking, watching a football game. There's packages on my couch. There's packages over here to the right of the camera that you can't see. And it doesn't matter because you didn't come here for that. This isn't Chris Ramsey. This isn't Lloyd Barnes. You're not coming here for production quality and snappy quips. You're coming here because you're probably a mentally ill virgin and you want to see another mentally ill virgin teach you magic tricks.
I see you again, when 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 I see you again.